Your goal is to make this sink to the bottom. Okay, this is currently floating because there's air inside. I think I got it. Let me. Because you release some air inside and like. Hi, I'm Ting Hong.
And my name is Terence.
And welcome to Simply Read, where we bring you excerpts from quality educational magazines brought to you by Jsim Education. Wow. But before that, let's take a look at this. And today we'll be sharing about
our publications for the kids, Nat Geo Little Kids and Nat Geo Kids. If you flip open on to the inside of the Nat Geo Little Kids, right, it's all very colorful. You'll see the pages. They've got big prints and words on it. This issue is talking about giraffes, right? They will give you all these interesting facts about giraffes in very easy to read sentences. The giraffe's tongue is longer than your arm.
That's crazy, man.
Still on Nat Geo Little Kids, right? Take for example, we've got plenty of activities such as this thing called connecting colors over here. The picture that corresponds to the crayon color. There's questions like, look for something around you that is red. If you're just really poor at engaging little children, right? It's worked in for you already. The question is right here.
It's like a flip book, but with scientific facts embedded.
So after you graduate from the Nat Geo Little Kid, right, the small publication, we move on to the bigger publication, the Nat Geo Kid. Upsize, yes. So this issue features the jaguar. Now, jaguar is one of those big cats which is actually very uncommonly seen on TV documentaries. Yeah. Everybody loves the lion, everybody loves tigers, everybody loves what? Cheetahs. They don't get so much coverage because they are by nature very elusive, but they're actually a very, very unique cat. They are one of those cats that actually love water. Jaguars are the only cats that hunt in water, on ground, and in trees.
Wow, that's a very adaptable hunter.
Yeah, very, very versatile. And also, they've got the largest bite amongst all the big cats.
Largest bite meaning?
On the other end of the spectrum, there's the cheetahs. Yeah, they have the smallest jaw. Right. And what they have to do is that after they chase down the prey, they have to bite on the neck. And then, because they're not able to bite through it or sever the neck, right, they actually have to suffocate the animal. For jaguars, right, because it's got the biggest jaw, right, it bites the prey, gone. Finish. This one they will have a quiz of which fur coat belongs to which wild cat. They also cover about other interesting news. Take for example, they're talking about some of the greatest heists. They pulled off what would have been a really audacious robbery, burglary. So take for example, a group of criminals actually broke into the Diamond Center in Antwerp. And Antwerp, they're known for their diamonds. And 80% of the world's uncut diamonds are actually sold in Antwerp.
So they must have a very, very tight security around there, right?
They do. In fact, this group of criminals, they spent 2.5 years
what did you say?
Planning this whole heist.
2.5 years?
Yes. They actually got past every single security system using things like, they say what? Hairspray, tape, styrofoam boxes, so they block the light and motion sensor.
Very, very low tech considering you're filling diamonds, right? I was expecting like Mission Impossible kind of thing, climb outside of buildings and then you got laser to cut the vault open.
Okay, but unfortunately they were caught because one of the robbers panicked while making an escape, left a bit of information, left a bit of clues. We're gonna move on to this publication called Science Adventures, but before we go more into Science Adventures, Tingo, I have a challenge for you. Okay. This one I just learned yesterday from Science Adventures.
It looks like polluted water, man.
No, it's just tap water. It's just tap water. Okay.
With something floating inside.
Now this is actually a chili packet from Burger King. Okay. And your goal is to make this sink, the chili packet, sink to the bottom of the bottom.
To the bottom. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Okay, doesn't work.
No.
It's currently floating because there's air inside, right?
Yes, good point.
I got it. Let me try this. Because you release some air inside and like, no, it doesn't work.
I bluff you one. You still must fill up to the brim first. I'll be back.
Water fill up ready?
Yeah, okay.
Trick question. How can you botch the experiment?
So the reason why this chili packet floats is because there's air inside the chili packet. Chili sauce by itself is going to be heavier than water. Okay. So by right, it's going to sink, right? Being kept afloat by that little pocket of air inside.
Yeah.
Right? So what you want to do, squeeze the bottle so that the pressure will squeeze the air bubble inside.
Oh.
There you go. For the okay. And then comes that.
So that's amazing. Let me try that. Okay. Just to make sure that Terrence's hand is not the main factor over here.
Wow, good grip.
Guys, I'm not exaggerating, it does take that amount of strength in order to make it work.
Yes.
What's the principle behind this?
When you add pressure to it, right, it compresses the air bubble inside the packet, and it makes this whole packet overall just denser than water. That's why it sinks. This is something that I learned yesterday from reading Science Adventures. Okay, and the one thing that strikes me about this publication is that this is almost like a comic book. This is like a comic book, right?
Exactly a comic book.
Everything that they want to teach, right, instead of having like a wall of text, there's always pictures, illustrations, and then they have all these text bubbles. Take for example the ketchup submarine. It first tells you about a story about how this dad and son, they're at home because mom is not around to cook, and they say, oh, what do we do? And then they order in, and then they have
men's problem.
Yeah, men's problem, right? They had to pick a son, right?
Right.
They had the chili packets left over, and that was where the dad showed, like, son, let me show you a trick. At the end of it, at the end of the page, they'll tell you how you make this thing called a ketchup submarine.
So this is really good for students like myself. To understand science sometimes come as a kind of a complicated memory game to me. Like I have to memorize and regurgitate. But through a story, it's actually proven that humans remember better with stories.
Other than all these things, they do have many interesting sections in the Science Adventures. They've got the animal corner where they tell you about animals. They also have the science activity we showed you, maths adventures, etc. Material, music as well. So all these different stories available in one publication like this.
And thank you very much, Terence, for sharing Science Adventures.
My pleasure.
And I think it's really exciting that we have a local publications tailored to education of Singaporeans. Right now, we're gonna do, as per tradition, for Jsim Education Simply Read, we are gonna do a giveaway. Terence is gonna ask you a simple question, and all you have to do is comment the answer in the comment section, like and share this post, and like Jsim Education's Facebook page. That is all, and the first 20 people who have done the steps correctly, you will receive a issue of the following magazine. So what's the question, Terence?
The question is, which of the big cats has the biggest jaws?
So if you have been watching the video, it would have been a no-brainer. But it also proves that you did retain something from the video. Just like Jsim Education's Facebook page, so you are notified of all these new postings. And we do have this live sales sessions going on where we do a great discount from Jsim Education's magazines. Do keep an eye out for Jsim Education's live sales. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of Simply Read. And we look forward to seeing you at episode 3. Bye-bye!